had it going there for a while. Had a putt to go to 6 under for the day at number 13. Didn't make that, and then ended up doubling 14, and kind of was trying to hang on from there on in. It was it's a tougher course today. They got some challenges out there finishing up. It's a little breezier. Pins are in tough spots. If you're going to be aggressive, you got to be willing to accept getting in a bad spot if you can't pull the shot off. So it's a challenge.
What were your emotions out there today?
Oh, it was good. It was a lot of well-wishers out there for me, a lot of support throughout the whole week. The ovation I got on 18 there was pretty special, and yeah, it was a great week. I'm glad I was around for the weekend to play, and my game is really close to being, right where it's been. It's just doing those little things and not scoring the way I used to score really, but it was fun to play and fun to get all the support that I got here this week.
At the time you made your third straight birdie, you were top 13 at that point. Did you have a number in mind as to what top 15 might be? Was that enter the equation at all?
I was thinking if I could get, a couple more after that, get it to, 8 or 9 for the tournament. I thought would have been a really good score today, and it was close. It really was. It was really close to being something special. So I take a lot away from that, and it was a fun week.
What felt so good those first 13 holes?
Pretty much what I've been doing every day. I've been driving it fairly well and getting it in play and hitting some really good iron shots and just today I took advantage of some of the better iron shots. I hit a couple stiff, they were gimmies, but I thought I swung my club really nicely this week, and was aggressive and didn't back down, and I putted the ball a little bit better than I had been this year. Still not really what I expect out of myself, but it was a little bit better in that regards, and so I was happy the way I played. When will I play next? Good question. No plans. Probably Shark Shootout, December. Yeah, I'm looking, this was a good year to get under my belt, just to check out this back situation and see what I could do and what I couldn't do. I never really pressed it this year. I only played 2 tournaments back-to-back one time. So I think everything went well. I felt stronger. I have a lot more pop on some of my shots. I'm hitting my driver, I think, probably just as long as I have been probably longer than I have been in the last 4 or 5 years. So I feel stronger. So I feel like I passed the test this year as far as getting back, from that surgery in December, and I kind of want to start the year off a little earlier than I did this year, and maybe play Hawaii, maybe Bob Hope. I don't know. We're looking, my kids, my wife, they're all looking to get out of Wisconsin in January. So it might be a good trip to make early on.
Did you take your clubs to Korea?
Probably not.
Never know.
Probably not.
Steve, do you still feel like you've got one more major left in you here in Wisconsin, the Open in 2 years?
Well, I'll surely try to qualify for it. I know that. Yeah, I tried to qualify for the U.S. Open this year. That'll be one tournament that I continue to try to get in. And yeah, that'd be nice to play at Erin Hills and in a couple of years.
Do you know the string of majors here that have come to Wisconsin? Did you ever think that would be imaginable? And how does the state keep it going forward?
Look at the people out here this week. It's unbelievable the amount of support that they give to this tournament. I see this PGA coming back here in the U.S. I don't know about a U.S. Open, but I see a PGA of some sort coming back here on a regular basis. I really do. We got the Ryder Cup in 2020, and I could see another PGA coming here between 2022 and 2025, probably somewhere in there, I would imagine. just the amount of support that this community gives, and the state of Wisconsin, Illinois people I know are up here. You know, I think you can't go wrong. PGA's got to love it, you know, and they can fit a ton of people in this facility here, and the guys seem to like the course. It's a tough challenge, pretty penal at times, but if you play well, you can score well.
Steve, what type of an honor is it to carry the banner for Wisconsin golf in a week like this week?
Yeah, it's a lot. You know, it's a lot of fun. You know, it's you know, the amount of support. I don't know how many times I can say it, but the amount of support I got here this week was unbelievable. And you know, it's their way of showing their appreciation, and my way of showing appreciation back to them. You know, for the amount of support that they give me just by playing and trying to play well. So. It's a great state. They get behind their golf here like they have again this week, and like they did the previous 2 times here. And but it'll be back, I'm sure.
What's different walking away from the season as it was to your approach to walking into it?
You know, with a lot more optimism. You know, I feel like things are really progressing. I think I've hit the ball more solidly this year than I have other years. Scoring was a challenge this year. Putting was a challenge. But the way I'm swinging at it, the way I'm aggressive swinging at it, you know, I feel really feel good about what's hopefully going to happen next year, and hopefully play a little bit more and get into a little bit of a rhythm more so than what I had this year.
How different were the conditions today compared to yesterday?
Yeah, a lot different. You know, yesterday we played with very little wind, if no wind at all. So. You know, obviously we got a probably 10 to 15 mile an hour wind, and it's a bit challenging, and the pins are challenging today too. Kerry Haig put them in some spots where if you're going to be aggressive, you could pay the price. So it's a bit more of a challenge, and you're going to still see some good scores, I think, out there. Guys will get off to good starts, and there's a few holes around the turn, you know, at 10 and 11 and 13 that, you know, can be had. 14, but then, you know, you got a couple of stiff finishing holes in 17 and 18, so it'll be a great finish, I'm sure.
How motivated are you to play your way back into that elite level, the top 50, getting all the WGCs and get back in the majors? Is that going to be a goal now since you felt better this year?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it hurts when you don't play in some of those events, for sure. You know, when you're watching Bridgestone a couple weeks ago, and that's one of my favorite tournaments throughout the year. You know, some of the other majors that you play on a regular basis, and all of a sudden you're not in. But it also, you know, I chose this path, you know, and I knew this was gonna probably happen at some point in time. You know, that you know, you slowly fade away out of that category and that exemption area. So I'm still committed to what I'm doing, you know, and that's playing a limited schedule, and I'm still enjoying that very much. But I also know I got a lot of good competitive golf in me yet, and still look forward to trying to compete and to win again. I mean, that's my ultimate goal again, is to get back in that winner's circle, and I got to shore up a couple things, and that's definitely on the putting side, which, you know, that's been the strength in my game over the years, and this year it was kind of an issue, a crutch. You know, it wasn't that good.
Where did you get? How confident are you that you're going to play another major or something?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question. I had a female reporter ask me that yesterday, and I don't know. I mean, I would love to. Obviously, I'm not going to give up trying. I'm going to continue to try to get in these majors. But you know, I don't know. It could be my last, but I'm not going to. You know, like I said, I'm going to still continue to try to get in them.
Where did you hit it on 14 that led to the issues?
You know, it wasn't that bad a shot. I hit it in the fairway. I hit my drive in the fairway, and I missed. I couldn't see the flag, so I had to line it up with some grass on top of the hill, and either I picked the wrong grass or I missed my spot, I thought, from the grass by about a step to the right, and I got up there and I was in the bunker in a buried lie. And it didn't land in the bunker. It must have rolled in there and then just settled down, had no stance. And got it out there on the face, but my ball's sitting up, you know, that high in the grass, and ended up missing the putt for bogey. But it's penal around here. You know, you miss it. I just missed it by a little there, and I ended up making double bogey. when I felt like I really didn't have a bad shot there. So that's the tough part to swallow around here, because you can miss it wide sometimes and be better off than a guy who just misses it slightly around the green, and that's tough to swallow sometimes.
When you made that switch, the putter this week, are you happy with the results out here?
Yeah, I putted better this week than I have all year. Definitely some better signs, and I'll stick with it, I think, for a little while. It felt good in my hands. I thought I rolled it really well the first couple days. Yesterday wasn't as good. Today was a little bit better again. So there was definite better signs with that than my gamer.
When Milwaukee was on the schedule, you could walk away from the 72nd hole of a tournament knowing that you'd be back in front of your home fans the following year. Walking off this green, in front of these fans, not knowing when you'd play in front of them again, did you take a moment at all?
Yeah, walking up there, that was pretty special when I was getting that standing ovation there, and I took a moment there for sure. Like I say, I don't get that too often, and that was special for me, and so I really appreciate the support I get, here and around the country. I hear Wisconsin fans wherever I go, so it's a cool feeling to have. And